Peace and love, y'all. So I know y'all are expecting a lyric video, and although that is a beautiful idea, I feel more purposeful and called to share some of the deeply vulnerable lessons I've learned on this passenger seat princess journey, because they have affected me greatly. And yeah, I feel called to share it with you all. So I'll have a minute for each one. I'm gonna do 5. And these are all lessons that started from the first time I decided I was going to release Passenger Seat Princess up until now. Number 1, if you see yourself doing it, you can do it. Modeling was something that I really started doing around the time that I was releasing Passenger Seat Princess. And I was just so fulfilled and almost surprised at how natural it felt for me and how good it felt. I had second guess modeling for me for a while, especially like with the energy that I was around. It just was affecting me in a way that made me feel like incapable of certain things. And that's not to put fault on anything, but yeah, it was affecting me. And now, you know, that I'm in a different space, I was able to really see myself grow as a model. And I'm just like, wow, there's something very special about what I do, which isn't surprising, because every time I do something, I'll be like, oh, there's something so special about how I do this thing. That's why you have to try it and go for it, because you really won't know your unique style or like what is special about what you bring to the table until you do it. It was the same thing with vocal coaching for me, but that segues into my second one. So number 2 is, speaking of like energy and like, you know, energy not being fulfilling, you don't always have to know why a specific environment or situation or person affects your energy a certain way. You don't have to overanalyze it. Sometimes if it's just like, I don't feel good about myself, or I don't feel good about life, or I just don't feel good in general when I'm around this person or in this environment or committing to this opportunity or whatever, then you can just leave, and you don't have to try to figure it out, and you don't have to feel weird about leaving. Like, different energies affect us different ways. Some people just don't bring the best out of us, and we don't bring the best out of them, or some situations just are not a good fit, even if you think they should. You don't have to stress yourself out trying to fix it or make it what you feel like it should be. You can just like trust your feelings, trust your intuition, just be like, this something about this energy isn't for me, and so I'm gonna go where the energy flows better for me. Another big one for me is healing comes in waves. And this is something I've always known, especially as a Gemini rising. I feel like I've always been like flip-floppy with like decisions and feelings and things. But yeah, healing comes in waves. Like, you might feel like you're completely over something or done with something or have moved past it, and you know you feel good for whatever time frame, and then it comes in a wave like out of nowhere that hits you again. And so when you feel like you're over something, you find yourself rejoicing, please always leave grace in your heart for when that pain may resurface again. And it's okay, and it will happen, and there will be longer time frames that you can experience that will be the more peaceful or more joyful or whatever time frames. But yeah, it really comes in wave. Water, we're like 75-80% water, so you know, makes sense. Number 4, and I don't know if I've been saying the numbers, but number 4 is that everyone is not your friend. Everyone is not your friend, and I feel like that's a big one, especially for my people like in their 20s. I feel like, you know, like my mom used to always tell me like, you don't got no friends, you know, and I've definitely like broken that cycle of like whatever, but I know I have friends, but everybody is not your friend, and that's okay. Like, some people will be weird and you don't even know why, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, everybody's not your friend, but there are people who really are, and like that you can really be like, you are my friend. And when I said that, I started to see an aura around certain people that came to my mind, and I was like, okay, you're my friend, like, and that just unlocked the whole new level of love for me for those people. But if you had a thought when I said that, trust that thought. That's your intuition, because there's a reason like that red flag or green flag popped up in your mind. So just trust that everybody not your friend. Number 5 is, sometimes it's an inside job. I've found that there's just as much magic being at home in bed or at my altar or cooking or watching a movie or just enjoying myself, just existing, just being. There's as much magic in that as there is going to the party and like dancing on the dance floor, transmuting energy and just like alchemizing out in the world. Both have magic, and what I'm finding is there actually might be more magic in the option of like being home. And there's an inside job. Like, if God is working on you on the inside, it makes sense that you want to be inside more. And it's okay. You're not missing out on anything. You are the experience. Life is the experience. There will always be something to experience. So yeah, don't worry about it, and just continue to like allow God to work with you and what you got going on. But yes, it really be an inside job. It's okay to stay in the house. I know you love outside. I love outside too, but it is okay to stay in the house sometimes. You won't miss out on anything. With all of that said, the Passenger Seat Princess experience, from the tour to the challenge to the contest, like all of it has been deeply moving for me, and I really appreciate everybody who's been a part of this with me. I pray that you are a passenger seat princess, and whatever is in the driver's seat is for your highest good, whether it's you, an emotion, a feeling, a passion, an entity, a being, whatever. Thank you all so much, and prayerfully this served you in some way. Until next time.